What if the most terrifying nightmares could be built using items from one of the happiest stores on Earth? Cazadoro. Terrifier, Halloween Horror Nights 2025 DIYs Dollar Tree Hacks. Rustic fall garden decor ideas.
Hey there, you brilliant creators and Halloween-obsessed fanatics. Welcome back to the channel where we prove that a champagne taste doesn't require a champagne budget. Today, we are embarking on an absolutely wild journey. We're channeling the pure, unadulterated terror of Terrifier and bringing a Halloween Horror Nights vibe right to your front door. And get this, we're doing it all with some genius DIY Dollar Tree hacks. This is where we blend high-end horror with cozy rustic fall decor for an unforgettable outdoor living space transformation. Now you're going to want to glue yourself to your screen, because you won't want to miss a single spine-chilling idea. But don't stress about taking notes. As always, I've got you covered. We'll do a complete deep dive into all the materials, the must-have tools, and the step-by-step instructions at the very end of the video. Your only job right now is to sit back, relax, and let your delightfully dark imagination run wild. So, are you ready to create some decor that will not only win the neighborhood Halloween contest, but probably get you nominated for an Oscar in production design? We have over 20 core themes that branch out into literally hundreds of variations. Let's get started on these budget outdoor decor ideas that look expensive and are guaranteed to make your mailman jump. One. Art the Clown's Sinister Welcome. The Grinning Greeter. Alright, let's kick things off with the man of the hour himself. Imagine this, you take a simple unassuming plastic skeleton from Dollar Tree, you know the one, and give him a truly terrifying makeover. With a little bit of craft paint, you recreate Art the Clown's iconic, soul-piercing black and white makeup. Top it off with a ridiculously small handmade party hat, and pose him right by your entryway. It's this fantastic, creepy juxtaposition. Clowns are supposed to be about joy, but this guy represents the complete opposite. It's a perfect example of a minimalist garden aesthetic that packs a massive psychological punch. Your guests won't know whether to laugh or run away screaming. Maniacal monster wreath. Next, let's make a first impression that no one will ever forget. We're creating a terrifying welcome wreath for your front door using a basic Dollar Tree foam ring. Forget a friendly welcome, this thing screams, "Turn back now." We'll wrap it in grungy black cheesecloth and then tangle it up with some twisted, dark faux florals and a few creepy plastic spiders. But the piece de resistance? A laminated high-resolution picture of Art the Clown's face, peeking right out from the center. A wreath is supposed to be a welcoming circle, but we've corrupted it into a beautiful, sinister warning. It's one of my favorite garden ideas for pure, elegant horror. Two. The Silent Victims Alley. The captured cocoon statues. Ready to get seriously cinematic? We're going to fashion life-sized cocooned figures that look like they're straight out of a horror movie set. You can use chicken wire for the frame, or for a true budget hack, just bunch up some plastic bottles. Then, wrap them in layers upon layers of Dollar Tree cheesecloth and white duct tape. The key is to pose these mummy-like statues as if they're struggling against a wall or a tree. These figures are so powerful because they symbolize this silent, unseen struggle. It's a chilling and artistic way to achieve a major outdoor living space transformation. The ghostly hanging pods. Now for a touch of ethereal, ghostly horror. Grab some of those hanging plant baskets from Dollar Tree, fill them with a few plastic skulls, and then wrap the whole thing in cheesecloth. Here's the magic trick. Tuck some of those battery-operated LED fairy lights inside to give them this eerie, pulsating glow from within. Hang these from your tree branches, and you've created the illusion of souls trapped in spectral pods. It's a design that really plays on our fascination with the afterlife, and it's a brilliant use of garden lighting ideas for ambience that is both beautiful and deeply unsettling. Three, Carnival of Carnage Pathway. The Severed Limb Lane Markers. Alright, let's make sure nobody feels too comfortable walking up to your front door. This one is wickedly fun. We're talking about lining your walkway with those plastic arms and legs from Dollar Tree, staked right into the ground like your lawn is giving birth to a zombie horde. Add a little red paint for that, fresh look, and maybe wrap a few in burlap to class it up a bit, rustic horror. It's such a simple, bold statement that taps into that primal fear of what might be lurking just beneath our feet. Talk about some serious garden landscaping on a budget that will have delivery drivers leaving packages at the curb. The Sinister Skull Torches. Want to light up your walkway with something a little more dramatic? Forget solar lights. We're making sinister skull torches. Just mount those awesome plastic skulls from Dollar Tree right on top of some simple garden stakes. Then, and this is the genius part, pop a battery-operated tea light candle inside the eye socket of each skull. At night, your path will be lit by this flickering, menacing orange glow. It's a modern twist on this ancient, tribal aesthetic, and it's a fantastic way to add some modern garden decor trends to your Halloween display without breaking the bank. Four, the Forgotten Toybox. The creepy doll display. Oh, you knew we had to go here. Nothing says, this house is definitely haunted, quite like creepy dolls. You can find old dolls at thrift stores, or just grab a few of the plastic ones from Dollar Tree's toy aisle. A little bit of acrylic paint can give them cracked faces and those terrifying blacked out eyes. Then, just arrange them peeking out from behind bushes or sitting in a weathered old crate. It plays on that corrupted innocence trope that is so effective in horror. It's an amazing eco-friendly garden project because you're giving forgotten toys a whole new, horrifying purpose in life. The Broken Toy Graveyard. This is a fantastic idea for those smaller garden patches or even a planter. We're creating a miniature graveyard scene using broken toys and doll parts. You can make tiny little headstones from foam board, get some moss from the craft aisle to make it look ancient, and then just plant the doll heads. It's wonderfully creepy and tells a whole story about things being discarded and forgotten. This is one of my favorite DIY garden decor for small spaces because it proves you don't need a huge yard to create a huge impact. It's small-scale terror. Five, the Pumpkin's Terrifying Grin. The Cannibal Jack-o'-lanterns. Let's give the classic jack-o'-lantern a delightfully twisted update. You're going to take a large foam pumpkin from Dollar Tree and carve a huge, gaping mouth. Then you take a smaller foam pumpkin, carve a terrified little face on it, and stick it inside the bigger one's mouth. It's a pumpkin-eat-pumpkin world out there. It's so funny and grotesque, and it's a perfect nod to the natural food chain. For anyone interested in organic vegetable gardening for beginners, this is a hilarious, if unsettling reminder of how nature really works. The Weeping Pumpkin Patch. This one is less about gore and more about creating a deep, sorrowful mood. Grab a bunch of those foam pumpkins and your hot glue gun. You're going to create long, dripping strands of glue coming from their eyes and mouths, like tears or some kind of sinister slime. Once it's dry, paint the drips black or a sickly green. It instantly personifies the pumpkins and gives them this air of tragedy. It's an artistic concept that explores hidden sorrows, making this a surprisingly emotional DIY raised garden bed tutorial. Six. Spider's Silk Sanctuary. The giant furry spider invasion. Go big or go home, right? We are making absolutely massive spiders to scale the walls of your house. And you won't believe how easy it is. The body is just a large black trash bag stuffed with newspaper, and the legs are made from pool noodles or pipe insulation, all things you can find at Dollar Tree. Seeing one of these colossal arachnids climbing your garage is pure, primal fear-inducing fun. It's an amazing choice for vertical garden ideas for urban homes because it uses that wall space for maximum horror impact. The egg sac infestation. If the giant spider wasn't enough, let's add its horrifying offspring. We're making pulsating spider egg sacs. Just wrap some clear plastic ornaments or small balloons in that stretchy spider web material, and be sure to stuff some tiny plastic spiders inside. The secret ingredient? A flickering LED light tucked inside each one. Hang them from tree branches and your porch ceiling, and it looks like your home is ground zero for an invasion. It's a creepy nod to nature's relentless drive to reproduce, a key theme in any pollinator-friendly garden design. Just, with more terror. Seven. Skeletal Remains Garden. The Skeleton Decor Loungers. I absolutely love this one because of the dark humor. Take a few of those full-size Dollar Tree skeletons and just pose them around your yard in super casual, relaxed positions. Have one lounging in a garden chair with his feet up, maybe another one leaning against a tree checking his imaginary phone. It's a brilliant memento mori, a reminder of our own mortality, but in a way that's funny and approachable. It's the ultimate low-maintenance garden design because once you pose them, you're done, and they just get funnier as the season goes on. The Animal Skeleton Decor Dig Site. Let's get archaeological with it. Grab some of those smaller animal skeletons from Dollar Tree, the ravens, the rats, the cats, and partially bury them in a mulched area of your garden. Make it look like you've just unearthed some ancient, horrifying discovery. You can even add a little shovel and some brushes to complete the scene. This taps into that fascination with history and what lies beneath. It's a fantastic touch for a backyard makeover on a budget that adds a layer of storytelling to your display. Eight. Ghostly Apparitions Grove. The Floating Cheesecloth Ghosts. This is a classic for a reason. It's cheap, it's easy, and it's incredibly effective. We're making those ethereal floating ghosts by draping large pieces of cheesecloth over a balloon or a mannequin head and then stiffening it with a glue water mixture. Once it's dry, you remove the form, and you're left with this hollow, ghostly shape. Hang them from tree branches with clear fishing line, and at night, they will look like they are genuinely floating through your yard. It's one of the best garden lighting ideas for ambience because they catch the slightest breeze and just look so hauntingly real. The Whispering Window Phantoms. For a more subtle psychological scare, this is perfect. It's all about creating that creepy feeling of being watched. All you need are some simple white window clings from Dollar Tree, or you can even cut your own ghost shapes from white vinyl. Place them on your front-facing windows so they look like spectral figures are peering out from inside your home. It's a very minimalist garden aesthetic, but it's so effective because it blurs the line between the safety of the indoors and the spooky world outside. (9) Harvest of Horrors. The Scarecrow's Revenge. It's time to take the humble scarecrow, a guardian of the crop, and turn him into the absolute star of the nightmare. Build a simple wooden cross frame and dress it in some tattered old clothes. But for the head, instead of something friendly, use one of those horrifying Halloween masks from Dollar Tree, or even a melted, distorted mannequin head. Suddenly, the protector has become the threat. It's a powerful symbol of nature turning against us, a chilling theme that makes for a fantastic piece of sustainable gardening tips, with a terrifying twist. The Corrupted Cornfield. You don't need acres of land to create the terrifying feeling of a haunted cornfield. You can create the illusion in a small patch of your yard by staking up dried corn stalks, or even just tall cardboard tubes painted brown. Then, weave in some of those black crows from Dollar Tree and have plastic skeletal hands reaching out from the base of the stalks. It taps into those deep-seated fears of a failed harvest and famine. This is one of those budget outdoor decor ideas that look expensive because it creates an entire immersive environment. The Butcher's Backyard. The Hanging Tool Silhouettes. This project is a masterclass in minimalist horror. You're not showing anything gory, you're just suggesting it, which is so much scarier. Cut out silhouettes of knives, meat cleavers, and saws from black foam board from Dollar Tree. Then, hang them from a tree branch with twine so they gently twist and turn in the wind. The anonymity of the shapes lets your imagination do all the heavy lifting. It's a fantastic DIY garden hack that is incredibly easy but creates a huge amount of suspense and dread. The blood-spattered laundry line. Here's another one that tells a horrifying story with very simple props. Just string up a clothesline in your yard and hang some old white sheets and clothes on it. Then, get artistic with some red paint and create realistic-looking blood spatters. It instantly transforms a symbol of normal domestic life into a gruesome crime scene. It's all about that disruption of the ordinary, turning your yard into a narrative. This is one of my favorite recycled materials garden crafts because you can use old linens you were going to throw out anyway. (11) Witch's Coven Conclave. The potion bottle display. Let's brew up some trouble. This is a super fun and creative project. Collect a bunch of different glass jars and bottles from Dollar Tree's craft and kitchen sections. Fill them with water and food coloring, and then add weird stuff inside: glitter, plastic eyeballs, tiny rubber snakes, you name it. The final touch is to create some creepy, old-timey labels with names like Dragon's Breath or Essence of Nightshade. Arrange them on a little table, and you've got an instant witch's apothecary. It's one of those high-end garden DIYs for less that looks incredibly detailed and expensive. The Enchanted Herb Circle. This one connects the witchy theme back to its natural, earthy roots. In a small patch of your garden, create a circle of stones. Inside, you can either plant some hardy herbs like rosemary and sage, or for a zero-maintenance option, just use the faux herbs from Dollar Tree. Place a little black plastic cauldron in the center to complete the scene. It creates this feeling of a sacred, ritual space. It's a wonderful way to incorporate a pollinator-friendly garden design into your spooky setup, honoring the ancient traditions that respected nature's power. The Mummy's Curse Courtyard. The life-sized mummy statues. Want a prop that will literally stop traffic? Let's build some life-sized mummies. You can create a human-shaped frame from PVC pipes, or for a cheaper route, just tightly bundle up newspaper with masking tape. The mummification process is just wrapping your figure in strips of tea-stained cheesecloth or torn white fabric from Dollar Tree. Pose these guys like they're clawing their way out of your lawn, and you have an instant blockbuster scene. It's a huge outdoor living space transformation that costs next to nothing to make. The canopic jar planters. This is a sophisticated and clever touch for your ancient Egyptian theme. Grab several of those plastic urns or jars from Dollar Tree's floral section. Give them a quick paint job with some gold and black Egyptian-style symbols. Then, instead of flowers, place a plastic animal skull or a creepy-looking faux plant, like a Venus flytrap, inside each one. These jars historically held organs for the afterlife, so using them as planters for your garden is this wonderfully creepy blend of life and death. It's a great example of smart garden landscaping on a budget. Zombie apocalypse outbreak. The groundbreaker ghouls. It's the zombie apocalypse, right in your flower bed. This effect is so easy and looks incredible. In a raised garden bed or even just a patch of dirt, strategically place those Dollar Tree skeleton hands, arms, and skulls to make it look like a horde of the undead is clawing its way to the surface. Sprinkle some fresh dirt and faux moss over them to make it look realistic. It taps right into that primal fear of the dead returning, and it makes for a fantastic DIY raised garden bed tutorial in terror. the barricaded window boards. Let's tell the other side of the zombie story, the desperate survivors inside. Take some foam boards from Dollar Tree and paint them to look exactly like weathered, splintered wooden planks. Then, arrange them across your front windows in a crisscross pattern, as if you've hastily boarded them up to keep the monsters out. Add a few red paint stains for good measure. It's a brilliant eco-friendly garden project that creates a powerful narrative of survival and fear, using the simplest of materials. The Vampire's Lurking Lair. The Climbing Bat Colony. There is strength in numbers, especially when it comes to bats. Buy several bags of those small plastic bats from Dollar Tree. Then, using adhesive dots or a dab of hot glue, create a massive flowing colony of bats that looks like it's swarming up the side of your house or pouring out of your chimney. It's a huge visual impact that transforms your home into the source of the swarm. It's another fantastic use of vertical garden ideas for urban homes, turning a blank wall into a dynamic scene of horror. The Unholy Grave Dirt. This is a more subtle Gothic horror idea. According to folklore, vampires need their native soil to rest. So, we're going to make a vampire's grave. You can use a small weathered crate to look like a coffin, and surround it with a pile of dark, rich soil. Place a simple, aged wooden cross nearby, maybe slightly askew. It's a wonderfully atmospheric and creepy prop that tells a story. It's a very low-maintenance garden design. You set it up once, and it just sits there, radiating pure Gothic dread all season long. Mad scientist's failed experiment. The specimen jar pathlights. Let's get weird with science. Line your walkway with some of those large, clear plastic jars from Dollar Tree. Inside each one, place something grotesque, a plastic skull, a rubber brain, maybe some plastic snakes. Then, fill the jar with water tinted a sickly yellow-green with food coloring, and for the final touch, activate a glow stick and drop it inside. At night, your path will be lit by these glowing, horrifying specimen jars. It's a creepy and brilliant idea that almost looks like a smart irrigation system for a home garden. If that system was designed by Dr. Frankenstein. The Jacob's Ladder display. Every mad scientist's lab needs a Jacob's ladder, that thing with the electricity climbing up it. We can make a purely decorative, totally safe version. Use 2 wooden dowels for the posts, and then attach some of those silver-painted plastic chains from Dollar Tree between them. The real trick is to weave in some blue LED fairy lights to simulate the electric arcs. It's an iconic piece of lab equipment that instantly sets the scene. It's one of those modern garden decor trends that adds a touch of sci-fi flair to your spooky setup. The Haunted Forest's Edge. The Ominous Black Bird Perch. This is pure, atmospheric horror inspired by Hitchcock. Go gather some fallen branches from your yard and spray paint them a stark, dead-looking black. Arrange them in a large planter or stake them into the ground to create a lifeless tree. Then, perch as many of those black crows from Dollar Tree on the limbs as you can fit. A gathering of crows is called a murder, and that's exactly the vibe this gives off: impending doom. It's one of the simplest garden ideas, but the effect is so powerful and unsettling. The spooky glowing fungi. Let's create a little bit of spooky magical bioluminescence. You can find foam mushrooms in the craft section, or even make your own with expanding foam. The key is to paint them with glow-in-the-dark paint. Then, arrange them in little clusters at the base of your trees or in the dark corners of your garden. At night, they'll emit this soft, ethereal, otherworldly glow. It hints at the mysterious, unseen life that thrives in the dark, a wonderful piece of sustainable gardening tips inspired by the magic of nature itself. (17) Demonic Ritual Grounds. The Rune Stone Circle. Ready to summon something sinister? This project is incredibly simple but so effective. Collect some flat, smooth stones from your yard, or just buy a bag of decorative rocks from Dollar Tree. Use a paint pen, preferably in red or black, to draw unsettling, cryptic-looking symbols on them. Then, just arrange them in a large circle in your yard. It instantly creates the feeling that your lawn is an ancient site of dark power. This is a fantastic example of garden landscaping on a budget that completely changes the energy of your space. The soul-trapping lanterns. This is a wonderfully devious little project. Take some of those black plastic lanterns from Dollar Tree and pop out the clear panels. Replace them with red or orange cellophane. Now for the creepy part. On the inside of the cellophane, paint some distorted, screaming faces. They'll be almost invisible during the day, but at night, when you turn on the little LED candle inside, the faces will be illuminated in a horrifying glow. It looks like you've literally trapped souls inside to power your lights. It's a terrifying twist on traditional garden lighting ideas for ambience. (18) The Plague Doctor's Quarantine Zone. The Warning Sign Cluster. Let's tap into some historical horror. Create a set of warning signs using foam board and wooden dowels for stakes. Paint them to look old and weathered, and then write messages like quarantine, beware the pestilence, or even that creepy ring-a-ring-o-roses rhyme on them with dripping, messy paint. It's so effective because it plays on our deep, collective fears of pandemics and the unseen enemy. It's a super easy DIY garden hack that adds a layer of historical dread to your display. The Forgotten Medical Cart. This prop tells an entire story all by itself. Find a small, old cart, or even just use one of the utility carts from Dollar Tree, and give it a grimy, rusty-looking paint job. Then, style it with some empty glass bottles, some tea-stained cheesecloth to look like old bandages, and some of those fake, bloody plastic tools from a Halloween aisle. It instantly creates the scene of some archaic, desperate medical practice. It's a minimalist garden aesthetic that is just dripping with atmosphere and dread. 19. Gothic Cathedral Ruins. The Cryptic Tombstone Garden. Let's elevate the classic foam tombstone. You can make those cheap Dollar Tree tombstones look like ancient, heavy stone by giving them a coat of stone texture spray paint. Then the fun part, write your own custom, creepy, or even funny epitaphs on them. A little bit of faux moss hot glued on really sells the aged effect. Arrange them in a tight, claustrophobic cluster for maximum impact. It's one of those high-end garden DIYs for less that allows for so much creativity and personalization. The Gargoyle Perches. Gargoyles are the ultimate Gothic guardians, but they can be super expensive. So we're going to make our own convincing silhouettes. Just trace and cut out a menacing gargoyle shape from black foam board. Then, perch them on your roofline, your porch railings, or even in a tree. Traditionally, gargoyles were meant to ward off evil, so creating these dark, sinister-looking ones plays with the idea of the protectors themselves being the source of fear. It's a brilliant use of vertical garden ideas for urban homes that adds instant architectural drama. Invasion of the Body Snatchers. The Uncanny Pod Patch. Let's get into some classic sci-fi horror, shall we? We're going to create these large, absolutely bizarre-looking alien seed pods. You can make them easily with paper mache over large balloons. The secret is to paint them a sickly, unnatural green and add a creepy, veiny texture. Place them in a garden bed right amongst your normal plants, and have a few of them appearing to split open. These things are pure nightmare fuel because they represent the fear of being replaced. It's not about jump scares. It's a deep psychological horror that makes this DIY raised garden bed tutorial a true masterpiece of the macabre. The Soulless Human Statues. Okay, this one might be the creepiest of all, because it requires almost no gore. You're going to take a few mannequins, or even just create some figures out of chicken wire, and dress them in plain, everyday clothes. The trick is to pose them in your yard, standing perfectly still, just staring blankly at your house, or at the street. It is so unbelievably unsettling. This project represents the loss of identity and emotion, playing on that deep-seated fear that the people we know could become unrecognizable, empty shells. It's a genius, eco-friendly garden project in minimalist terror. And there you have it. 20 terrifyingly brilliant themes to turn your yard into a legendary Halloween haunt. From subtle psychological chills to a full-blown carnival of carnage, I hope you're feeling inspired to unleash your inner mad scientist. But don't you dare click away, because the real magic is about to happen. As promised, it's time to roll up our sleeves and break down exactly how you can bring these spectacular nightmares to life. Let's get into the nitty-gritty. Materials and products. Alright, let's talk shopping. Your local Dollar Tree is about to become your favorite horror movie prop house. For this epic backyard makeover on a budget, you'll want to grab the essentials: plastic skeletons of all shapes and sizes, plenty of foam pumpkins, and foam boards in black and white. For that grungy, aged texture, stock up on cheesecloth, burlap, and Spanish moss. The craft aisle is your best friend. You'll need acrylic paints, tons of hot glue sticks, and some twine. And for that cinematic glow, grab all the battery-operated LED tea lights and fairy lights you can find. Don't forget foundational items like wreath forms, jars, and black plastic cauldrons. Equipment and tools. Now, to bring these creations to life, you'll need your trusty toolkit. Your number one sidekick is going to be a high-temperature hot glue gun. Seriously, don't skimp on this one. A good pair of scissors and a box cutter are non-negotiable for all the foam and fabric work. A set of assorted paintbrushes will let you go from broad strokes to tiny, terrifying details. I also highly recommend having wire cutters on hand. And while it's optional, a small drill can be a lifesaver for lighting and mounting. This is the arsenal you need for some truly high-end garden DIYs for less. Preparation steps. Ready for the master plan? It all starts with step 1, planning and sketching. Before you buy a thing, stand in your yard and visualize your layout. Sketch your ideas over a photo of your house. This ensures a cohesive design. Next up, step 2, base assembly. This is where you build everything out. Pose your skeletons, carve your pumpkins, and build your frames. Get the basic structures done first. Then comes the fun part, step 3, painting and weatherproofing. Lay down your base coats and then add all those gory details. Most importantly, hit everything with a clear spray sealant to protect your work from the autumn weather. After that, step 4, detailing and aging. This is where you add the magic. Dry brush everything to look old, drape that cheesecloth, and add moss and spiderwebs to sell the effect. And finally, step 5, lighting and final placement. Arrange your props, and then add your lights. Proper lighting is the secret ingredient that transforms your yard from a craft project into a cinematic experience. Thank you so much for joining me on this wickedly creative adventure. If you enjoyed these Dollar Tree horror hacks and feel inspired, do me a huge favor and smash that like button. It's like a virtual high five and really helps the channel. Now I want to hear from you. What was your absolute favorite theme? What are you planning to build? Drop it all in the comments below. I read every single one. And if you haven't already, please subscribe and ring that notification bell. It helps our amazing community of creators grow bigger and better. Thank you for being the absolute best part of this channel. Now go out there and get creepy. Happy haunting.
Cazador.